Hello everyone. Have you ever felt like Jonah? Has God called you to do something that you just didn't want to do? We can all relate to that. God called Jonah to speak to the people of Nineveh. But Jonah didn't want to go. Jonah thought he could run from God. And like many of us, Jonah tried to run away. God will let us run as far as the seas and beyond. But His protective eyes are always watching over us, and if need be, He will let us be swallowed up by our problems too, as was the case with Jonah. When God calls us to a task, even if we run, that task is still waiting to be fulfilled. It's not forgotten by God. We might forget, but God doesn't. It will sneak up on us when we least expect it to. And believe me, the outcome will still be the same. God might allow our circumstances to swallow us, to give us time to think and reflect. We might numb ourselves with drugs, alcohol, or relationships. But an awakening will come. Just around the corner, there's light and hope in Jesus. As the storm raged, in brief moments of sanity, the men on the ship realized something was wrong. But they just couldn't figure out what it was. So they cast lots, as a way to find the problem, and the lot fell on Jonah. Then the men knew that Jonah was the trouble. Jonah said, "Just throw me overboard," so they did. And that's where Jonah's real trouble began. It wasn't long before the big fish came along and swallowed Jonah up. Can you just imagine being swallowed by a huge fish? It must have been awful. Maybe some of you have made mistakes and ran from God too. Maybe you failed Him, just like Jonah did. But God is a God of second chances. He gave Jonah another chance, and He will give you another chance too. The first step is listening to God. The task He gave us are still waiting. Romans 8:28 says, "And we know that all things work together for good, to them that love God, to them who are the called, according to His purpose." So get busy with what God called you to do. And stop living in the belly of the fish.